Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC ladder and provide live commentary as I go. First of all, today's an exciting day because we now officially have the VGC 20 rule set in-game, so we'll be able to play that on the online ladder, which is awesome. The rules switch over tomorrow officially for live tournaments as well, so we'll officially be playing VGC 20 at actual Pokemon events now, which is also pretty awesome. To kick off the brand new season and the brand new rule set, I've created a brand new team, so if you want to try out this team yourself, feel free to give it a go. It is a rental team that is built around G-Max Snorlax and Gothitelle. It's got some fun stuff like Eject Button, Life Dew, Togekiss, Self Swagger with the Grimmsnarl and Own Tempo Mudsdale, and then Assault Vest Conkeldurr, which we were using previously. So it definitely has some weaknesses. I played a couple of games earlier just to figure out what I needed to fix, and there were some very, very obvious weaknesses, so hopefully those are patched up now. But in general, I think I will be adjusting this team a fair amount as we go along with it. Originally, the core of this team was Snorlax, Togekiss, Gothitelle, and Conkeldurr, where the Grimmsnarl and Mudsdale slots were pretty flexible, so I kind of expect to be swapping those out throughout the course of this team because I definitely have not perfected it by any means. It was just kind of a bunch of ideas that I had put together. But it's definitely got a lot of fun stuff, and I would love to try to make G-Max Snorlax work because I think it's really strong. So feel free to try out this team yourself, guys. It is a rental team, as I mentioned, and like I said, I'll be fixing it as we go along with it. So we're just going to jump into today's episode. But as always, if you guys enjoy, please show support by leaving a like. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks to everyone who's been watching the content recently. We passed 95k subs just a few days ago, which is super awesome. And hopefully we can get to 100k by the end of the month. Either way, though, I really appreciate everyone coming out and tuning into these videos. So thank you as always. Anyway, let's just jump into today's games. Alright, we're going to look for our first opponent of the day. Like I mentioned, I played a bunch of games that were losses, so I figured out where I could actually adjust the team because there were some pretty glaring weaknesses. A lot of those losses were actually to Sajan's team, so I realized that I really shouldn't be so weak to a team that was so common in the metagame. But we're up against a Rain team to kick off the first game, and this is a brand new season, which is why we're back in Great Ball tier. If you are Master Ball, I think you're only demoted down to the highest Great Ball tier, so there isn't actually that much climbing to do to hit Master Ball tier this time around. But gonna find our first opponent of the day. Once again, interesting team. Pelipper, Ludi, Barrascuda, which is pretty scary. Togedemaru, the Gardevoir, and the Ferrothorn. So the problem with Barrascuda is it does ignore Trick or Follow Me. But I think I'll go Grimmsnarl Goth. I normally go Togekiss, but with something being able to ignore redirection like Barrascuda, I think I really need to watch out for that. And for the last two, I think it's Snorlax and Conkeldurr are pretty clear brings. Mudsdale's not really that great in this matchup given all the rain, and we need something that can beat the Ferrothorn, and Conkeldurr is a great answer for that. So, might just set up a screens immediately with Grimmsnarl. Last time we played Barrascuda way back in the beginning of the season, we got destroyed by it. I'm just double checking its stats and everything. But yeah, the main thing is if it is not running Swift Swim and running Propeller Tail instead, it will be able to ignore Follow Me, which is why I didn't lead Togekiss. Normally, I'd go Togekiss Goth. Togekiss is the eject button, so you basically go Follow Me, Trick Room, get a free switching into something like Snorlax. So a little bit harder to do this time around, but let's see. It's like Ludicolo and Togedemaru. Okay, interesting. Well, the thing is, these are not two, super offensive Pokemon. This is Air Balloon as well. Wondering if there's even any merit to fake outing here. I think like setting up screens immediately might be better. Kind of want to just light screen here and go for a Trick Room. I mean, both of these Pokemon have fake outs, so I wouldn't even be surprised to see like a double fake out. But is neither Pokemon going for a fake out? That'd be interesting. Yeah, it's just nuzzling. Okay. I mean, paralysis isn't a big deal if we're getting up Trick Room. And just Muddy Water. That shouldn't do much damage with the screen, so hopefully we get to attack through this. If we do, we'll be in a great spot. Accuracy drop, it doesn't really matter. We are paralyzed. Okay. Well, I'll go for the Reflect here and try to Trick Room again. Yeah. Like, if we got Trick Room up there, we would have been in such a good spot. I don't think neither of these two Pokemon can KO me here, though. No Dynamax means certainly not, especially with Citrus Berry and dual screens up now. Okay, it's just nuzzling Grimmsnarl, that's fine. Let's see. Another Muddy Water, that's also fine. Like, my opponent just can't do much damage with these two Pokemon, especially with screens. Yeah, like, Goth isn't even under half right now. We'll probably swap out Grimmsnarl this turn, though. And we get Trick Room up successfully. Good. So now what we can do is actually just go straight out into Snorlax and basically set up. Neither of these two Pokemon are really pressuring with too much damage. And what we can do is also go for a Safeguard here so that we don't get paralyzed by the Togedemaru. And once that happens, we can just go straight for Belly Drum, Heal Pulse, and then Dynamax, and start going for one-shots basically on everything. But we get paralyzed again with Gothitelle. Not sure we'll be eating up a Nuzzle this time around, so that's alright. Yeah, we can just heal pulse all this damage back next turn anyway, and we have the Citrus Berry on Gothitelle. So kind of a slow start, mainly because my opponent has been quite fortunate with the paralysis, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, and the Nuzzle goes into Goth. Okay, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna Belly Drum here, and I really don't want to get full parried, and since Ludi is faster than the Togedemaru with screens up, we really shouldn't be taking too much damage, so I'd rather just go for a Safeguard here. Then the following turn, we can G-Max and Heal Pulse and basically sweep through with Snorlax. Even though Trick Room won't be up after a couple turns, we'll probably actually be able to get a second Trick Room up this game, I think, as well. So, yeah. So this is the combo that we normally go for in this game. This was a slower start because Togekiss, normally if you lead with it, you get eject button out immediately, and then you can kind of just sweep through with it. This time around, not so easily. Mainly because of the Barraskewda that I was worried about with Propeller Tail. So, Muddy Water comes out. This really shouldn't be doing too much damage with screen support. Yeah, Snorlax takes practically nothing, and no accuracy drop. And now with Safeguard, yeah, you can't paralyze Snorlax either. So, we finally have the setup that I was going for this entire game. There's still 2 turns of Trick Room, which is beautiful as well. So now we're free to finally Dynamax, go for the Max Replenish. I don't think Togedemaru threatens us at all damage-wise. So this is where the Goth Trap is just so good. Like, your opponent can't do anything. And I'll just Heal Pulse myself onto Snorlax. Yeah. And because my opponent's paralyzed me quite nicely, I actually get the Heal Pulses off now before Snorlax moves. It doesn't really make much of a difference right now. But yeah. So the crazy cool synergy here between Goth and G-Max Snorlax is once you G-Max, you have 3 turns where you can consistently get your berries back with Max Replenish. And since both of these Pokemon carry, you know, healing berries, even Goth just getting a Citrus Berry back means a lot because it just keeps the trap on for significantly longer. So yeah, we got the setup that we wanted this game. Normally I'd say we'd have an extra turn of Trick Room because Togekiss would be out in this game. Not the case like I mentioned, but don't really think we need it at this point because I don't think my opponent has a way to deal with the Snorlax at this point. Especially because he can't paralyze me either. So we're pretty much guaranteed a knockout every turn at this point. So here's the first Max Replenish. Yeah, Togedemaru like might have something like Super Fang. That's like the main thing we'd have to worry about. But even with Super Fang, it doesn't really matter because we're just healing back every turn with Heal Pulse anyway. And it's just going for Nuzzle, which isn't going to do anything because of Safeguard. So this is the thing with Gothitelle. If you can trap in a support Pokemon, they're very rarely doing damage. And so then your opponent basically has 1 Pokemon that can deal with Snorlax. Once you Belly Drum with Snorlax, you can just target that Pokemon down every turn. So, yeah, Pelipper is coming in. My opponent, I guess, didn't bring Ferrothorn, but I wasn't too worried about that. I figured if we could get the Trick Room set up here with Snorlax, we would just win, even if Ferrothorn comes out, because there's just no way to deal with Snorlax. So we can just Max Replenish every turn now, basically, and Heal Pulse. So this is ideally the combination you want to get off in every game with this team, but it's easier said than done. In the couple of games I played while practicing, like I ran into, you know, things that are pretty common. For example, like Sagen's team with Duraludon can be really annoying, and I think like my team probably needs better answers against Duraludon, so I actually want to probably get rid of. I mean, Mudsteel's not bad against Duraludon by itself, but it's the combination of Duraludon plus like support, for example. You get paralyzed there, but at this point it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's the combination of Duraludon plus support or heavy offense like the Darmanitan that's on Sagen's team. So we'll bring Pelipper down to its Sash, but the thing is here, yeah, you can't do any damage to the Snorlax basically, and Safeguard prevents any status conditions as Togedemaru keeps nuzzling, so I'm wondering if it's like choiced. Although choiced Togedemaru would be a weird choice. But I'm gonna Max Replenish the Togedemaru here and just Trick Room again. Actually, it's better just to target Pelipper. Yeah. Because Togedemaru is really doing nothing here. But you can see how nicely Screens basically sets everything else up. Basically, it takes so little damage from everything now. And my opponent hasn't G-Max or Dynamax this point yet either. And Safeguard actually is really helping out as well because it just means I can't get paralyzed or burned anymore with the other Pokemon I have. So the early paralysis on Goth was unfortunate, but that's fine because Goth isn't the Pokemon that needs to be attacking every turn. And we get the berries on both Pokemon here. So I think basically for those that don't know, I think you have a 50% chance of either getting like all your berries or no berries. There's no like one Pokemon gets a berry, the other doesn't. Pretty sure about that. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that. God gets paralyzed again, but at this point it's fine. So we don't get Trick Room up. We'll see what my opponent's last Pokemon is. I would be surprised if it were Ferrothorn at this point, but I have Conkeldurr in the back, and the Conkeldurr has Fire Punch actually to deal with Ferrothorn specifically, so yeah. Once this Snorlax gets set up, it is very difficult to beat. It's just like it's not necessarily like the easiest thing to set up, so you want to look for positions where you can guarantee it. Normally if you get up Trick Room though, you'll be in a pretty good spot because if Goth is still healthy, you can just continuously Heal Pulse basically. So yeah. Pretty straightforward first game here. We just didn't go with the normal lead of Barraskewda because, like I said, I had to watch out for... Or, sorry. I had to watch out for the Barraskewda, as it actually is my opponent's last one, so... Yeah, interesting to see that finally come out. That probably will Dynamax. I wonder if it knocks out Snorlax because we've got screens up still. Either way, I think I'm just going to try to knock it out here with the Seed Bomb and go for another Trick Room. Paras on Goth have been unfortunate, but I think we should be good here regardless at this point. Just worried about... I mean, Barraskewda theoretically could sweep through my entire team if it actually knocks out Snorlax here and I get fully paralyzed again with Gothitelle. So let's see. So Barraskewda comes out. And finally Dynamaxes. Let's see if it can knock me out in rain. I feel like it would. Oh, with Helping Hand, then definitely. But if we get Trick Room up, we should still be fine. But it's Max Knuckling. I don't know if that KOs, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't. Nice. So that should be game. So interesting that Togedemaru was not going for something like Iron Head, and it wasn't Choice. I mean, Choice Togedemaru makes, like, no sense. So, yeah. Beat up the berry here. Seed Bomb, I think, should just knock out at +6 attack. Let's see. Don't know my Snorlax versus Barraskewda counts, but yeah, that demolishes it. Nice. And we should get Trick Room up successfully here. So yeah, the key thing here is that my opponent didn't Dynamax until late. However, it is pretty scary, right? You'd imagine Scott gets paralyzed again. If that actually KO'd, like I don't have too much offense in the back, right? Like Grimmsnarl wasn't doing much. I don't have any offense on that. I used to have Foul Play, but I got rid of it for Fake Out because I was having a lot of problems with like double attacks onto Gothitelle if I can't lead Togekiss. That's part of one of the main fixes I made between the games. So yeah, let's finally try to trick him again. Screens were absolutely huge in this game though, and that lets Snorlax could survive basically for as long as it wanted to. So nice, pick up a win here. Ultimately, yeah, the main thing to watch out for was just leading wise. I think you have to be careful, and like when I was playing earlier with this team, made a bunch of mistakes with leading Gothitelle and having it get KO turn 1 and not like being able to ensure that Trick Room was able to go up. So you have to be careful about that. So ways to ensure that are, for example, going with Togekiss and Goth. That's typically the lead you want to go for, but like I said, it's not always the best, especially if there is a Duraludon. Since Duraludons now often are carrying Max Darkness, and I'm opting for Citrus Berry, like Colbur Berry might be a better choice on this Gothitelle, but I'm still trying to determine that. We're up against another Trick Room team for this next game, and this is always a really interesting dynamic. Yeah, I think we'll probably want screens once again, because we don't necessarily need to set up Trick Rooms. I don't actually mind like Gothitelle Grimmsnarl. Fake Out support could also even be nice here. I think Mudsdale is probably good here. Gilder does have the AV. We can probably set up a safe... We probably want Safeguard this game, because we don't want to get put to sleep by Butterfree or get burned by the Dusclops. Snorlax can kind of still sweep through. I'm thinking Snorlax and Mudsdale. Yeah. I mean, it would be Mudsdale or Conkeldurr, but Mudsdale is a more optimal matchup, I'd say, against the Torkoal. I mean, Snorlax... I mean, Conkeldurr... the fear is that it gets burned, too, right? Yeah, I guess I'm leaning a little bit more towards Mudsdale, especially because it's slower as well, so we'll see. This is min speed Mudsdale, but I'm assuming my opponent is min speed as well, so... The dynamic of a Trick Room versus Trick Room matchup is always interesting because it's not like I can necessarily just Belly Drum with Snorlax and sweep through. In fact, we might want to reverse our opponent's Trick Room while setting up with Snorlax. We'll see if we can accomplish that. Yeah, the lead is also an interesting, component. I mean, the main thing here is by bringing Goth, I will be able to trap something in. It's actually Hatterene and Butterfree, okay. I don't think I mind that too much. I mean, what I can do turn 1 here is fake out the Butterfree and Safeguard. Both Pokemon are trapped right now, right? Which is pretty good. I really want to Safeguard here, yeah, because I think Sleep Powders would be really bad for me. So, let's just go for Fake Out. If Trick Room goes up, fine. Butterfree's not going to be able to do too much once Safeguard is up. And then we can set up Light Screen next turn. I could see the Hatterene Dynamaxing and Max Starfalling, but if I trade Grimmsnarl for screens, I think that's actually well worth it, because then I can just bring out Snorlax and then Belly Drum. And then you won't be able to get up Trick Room. But that looks like that's not the case. So we'll get Fake Out off here. Yep, there's the flinch. Good. And now I anticipate Trick Room going up, but this is fine because now I can Light Screen this next turn. But nope, just Dazzling Gleaming. That's also fun. Yeah, we take a lot, but I'm okay with that. If it means getting up a screen in this game, then that's completely worth it. So we'll Light Screen here. And I don't actually think I want a Trick Room. I think I'm just going to Psychic here. Yeah. I don't want a Trick Room because my opponent totally could. I don't really feel the need. I might as well just get damage off right now. Like, free damage is always good. Okay, Sleep Powder comes out, but that's exactly why we run Safeguard. Nice. And just another Dazzling. So this is actually perfect, because what we'll be able to do now is bring in Snorlax. With screens up, Butterfree's not threatening us, like, at all. So we'll be able to just get the Belly Drum setup going, I think. Now, we don't have Reflect up, so we have to be careful about that, but the majority of the Pokemon on my opponent's team are still physical. Or, sorry, special. Might actually be worthwhile to reverse my opponent's Trick Room here if they go for it. We're definitely Belly Drumming here. I don't want to knock out Butterfree because it's actually helping us right now that it's out. Is reversing a potential Trick Room worthwhile? Perhaps. I think I'll prefer... I might as well Psychic for chip damage this turn and Belly Drum. Yeah. I'm just not taking much damage from either of these two Pokemon. We want to keep Butterfree in because it's not really threatening us as... Actually, it's Pollen Puff. I don't really know what that does. Okay. Just super effective bug, it looks like. Yeah, this is fine. With Safeguard still being up, we're well protected. And now we can just G-Max and start sweeping through with Snorlax the next turn. And if a Trick Room comes up here, that's actually even better for us because then we can just Heal Pulse our own Snorlax. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I added Fake Out onto Grimmsnarl. Just deny and attack turn 1 against threats is, I think, really good. But just a Dazzling Gleam coming out, that's fine. Okay. So we're going to G-Max Snorlax now. Pollen Puff probably comes out, but that's fine. How many turns of Safeguard are left? You do want to knock out. I think we'll probably actually want to knock out the Butterfree here. Yeah, I'm going to go for a Self-Heal Pulse onto Snorlax. G-Max here, and replenish into Butterfree. Unfortunately, I think another Pollen Puff does knock out the Gothitelle. So I think my opponent probably just targets that. And if they are... They could consider, like, Trick Rooming here, finally. But if they don't Trick Room, I think Snorlax will just sweep through everything at this point. And if we get our Berry back, we'll be in a really good spot. But yeah, the Pollen Puff makes things a little bit more difficult. If my opponent didn't have that, this next turn what I could do is just go for Heal Pulse again. But either way, we do get Snorlax set up. It just might be a little bit harder this time because we won't have Gothitelle just spam Heal Pulse the entire time. And my opponent will have the G-Max / Dynamax advantage with one extra turn at least. But I need like, Sleep is such a good counter to Dynamax, so yeah, I can't let Butterfree put me to sleep. Like, with Safeguard ending in 2 turns, I'd rather not risk it here. But it protects. Oh, that's really good for us then, because we're going to knock it out through Protect and get a Heal Pulse off. Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about trapping in, though, with Gothitelle, right? Like, if you don't Protect, you pretty much just get knocked out. Here, Butterfree's going to get knocked out through Protect anyway, and if we get our Citrus Berry back with Snorlax, it's going to be absolutely disgusting. Because now Trick Room isn't even up, and this Snorlax isn't min speed. It actually is, like, careful with 20 speed EVs. Similar, it's actually the exact same spread that Aaron Trailer and Wolf Glick used at the last World Championships. We don't get our berries back there, which is unfortunate, but I think the thing here is I'm not sure my opponent has anything to actually outspeed the Snorlax right now. So we can actually just deny Trick Room from going up, which is awesome, as Rhyperior comes in. Yeah, so we're pretty free to just actually Psychic Rhyperior and max replenish into the Hatterene. I mean, I could go for max overgrowth, but I don't think there's much need for that. Actually, I guess I don't know who's faster between Rhyperior and Snorlax, so... But what I don't want happening is Rhyperior protecting, I activate Weakness Policy, and then Trick Room gets set up. I'd rather just deny Trick Room right now. So, Rhyperior's gonna Dynamax, okay. The thing is, we won't be taking much damage here. Well, the upside is we don't have max Reflect, or sorry, we don't have Reflect up, so because of Light Screen, we are still gonna be taking more physical damage, but... if we get our Berry back here, we're going to be in a really good spot. We're Heal Pulsing anyway, so we'll be back at full HP with Snorlax after this turn, or after the beginning of this turn. Yeah, so I could have Max Overgrowth there to just knock out Rhyperior for good. But yeah, we are faster with Snorlax, which is what I thought. So by denying Trick Room here, we can just outspeed and Max Overgrowth next turn. And part of the reason why I have this moveset is we get our berries back. on Snorlax is because you want ways to handle Rhyperior easily. And you want ghost types as well. So yeah, double berry back here, and that should just be game. So the key thing here is that my opponent had a pretty passive lead, and by locking them in, they weren't really able to do very much at all. Yeah, Max Knuckle does nothing. And now we have our berries back, and we can heal pulse. So this combination's been working perfectly in these last 2 games. Even though we haven't gone with the typical leads, honestly, I built this primarily to go Togekiss and the Gothitelle as Torkoal's my opponent's last one. Yep. So there's not much my opponent can do now. We still have another turn of Dynamax, and I'd rather just knock out Rhyperior here with Mudsteel in the back. So I'll just heal pulse myself. I guess Rhyperior is not really a big threat. We can get burned. Is Safeguard still up? Let me check. No. I mean, we could do this in a bunch of different ways, but I don't mind heal pulsing and max replenishing actually into Torkoal, yeah. Rhyperior is not a major threat to Snorlax. And I've got Mudsteel in the back, which I think would rather go up against Rhyperior than the Torkoal. So yeah, we didn't even need to get Trick Room up this game, but that's why the speeds were the way they are on this Torkoal. And so Snorlax picks up another one-hit KO there. And God finds its Citrus Berry again, which is absolutely gross. And Rockfall comes out, but we'll just be able to end the game next turn with a Seed Bomb. So yeah. And that does get the KO into Gothitelle. Okay, that's fine. Gotha's done its job this game. Yeah, so the reason why I'm not running Protect or Recycle on this Snorlax is because I don't want to... I think I need all the offensive attacks. You need a normal type attack, obviously. You need Belly Drum. And then for the last 2, I think like Rhyperior is obviously one of the most common Pokemon in the format right now. And being able to one-shot it with Overgrowth or Seed Bomb is really nice. You kind of need a Dark type attack to have coverage against a lot of the ghost types around. So yeah, not really much my opponent can do at this point. I'd actually rather just let's see. I mean, I'm pretty sure +6 Seed Bomb just knocks out here. You can only knock out one Pokemon here anyway, so I think we're free to just High Horse or Close Combat and Seed Bomb. Oops, not Double Edge. Yeah. And Darkest Lariat has a cool attack too, because if your opponent's running and no Protect, so Seed Bomb comes out and actually doesn't get the KO. But the thing is here, like Rhyperior obviously can't Earthquake, so, and we know we're faster with Snorlax, so it can only knock out one Pokemon here. And then the Mudsteel would just be able to finish off with the Close Combat. So I'm going to target Snorlax. Does actually manage to get the KO, so yeah, Max Knuckle is pretty strong. That was a +3 attack Max Knuckle. But didn't have to worry too much about weakness policy here, because I figured Seed Bomb plus extra damage from Mudsteel would get the knockout. And yeah, best attack is to just go for the most amount of damage there. The Snorlax doesn't have very much attack investment, if you're wondering, which is why it doesn't do... It has no attack investment, actually. It relies on setting up Belly Drum and then sweeping once you Dynamax or G-Max. So, yep. We'll play one more here, but so far the games have gone exactly how I've wanted them to go, I would say, by setting up and sweeping with Snorlax, more or less. But yeah, so part of when I was testing this for those first couple of games, was one of the big things was, like, it's not always really easy to get up Trick Room, and by not having Fake Out on Grimmsnar, I was basically relying only on Togekiss plus Gothitelle, which wasn't super great. So back in Great Ball at 9. I think though, yeah, the way it works is if you're a Master Ball tier from last season, you only drop down to 9 on Great Ball, and then Ultra is 10, and then Master is right after that, I believe. So there's, yeah, if you just win like 5 or 6, probably like 6 or 7 games in a row, you probably make it to Master Ball tier immediately. All right, we're gonna find our last opponent of the day. Running. There's a Cooperajah, and a Hitmontop, and a Corviknight, so interesting team. I mean, G-Max can only really be on Snorlax, maybe Corviknight. Cooperajah obviously can't right now. But another kind of Trick Room team that we're going up against, this time with the Corviknight though, which I don't think we actually have a great matchup against. The more I look at it, the more I realize my team is actually really weak to Corviknight, which is not good. We might need to rely on Conkeldurr for it, which is not really the best option. Togekiss for Yawning here could actually be decent. I think I need to go Conkeldurr. I'll probably still go with my Snorlax as well. I don't really like this. Yeah, I think I'm really Corviknight weak, which doesn't look great. I mean, Togekiss for Yawning here could actually be worthwhile, but with the eject button, it's normally gonna get booted out pretty quickly. I think we'll probably want to set up screens here. I don't mind going Gothitelle for a quick trap. And then Snorlax and Conkeldurr in the back, I think. Now, we do have Fire Punch and Conkeldurr, but yeah, I don't I think Corviknight hasn't really been super relevant lately in the meta, so I kind of discounted it while building this team. I think an easy swap for this team is definitely just getting rid of Mudsdale and putting in something like... Actually, the more I think about it, the more I think my approach to this game actually should have been Grimmsnarl and Mudsdale, where I can actually just continuously boost up Mudsdale with Swagger and max Knuckle. So, I actually went about this game incorrectly already in team preview, in my opinion, but that's from an experience with using this team. Because if I can just Swagger myself away and kind of just win the game like that, because it's Cooperage on Snorlax. Yeah, if I actually just let Grimmsnarl Mudsdale, like, it would have been a phenomenal lead here against these two very physically bulky Pokemon. But definitely going to set up a Reflect here. Conkeldurr in the back. I could Fake Out here, actually. But what would I do with Goth, right? I think I kind of want to just Reflect and actually hard switch Gothitelle into Conkeldurr. I could also Safeguard so I can Swagger myself. Reflect and Safeguard actually doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, I wish I went Grimmsnarl Mudsdale as a lead. I would have just been able to Swagger, Dynamax, Max Knuckle, and just get knockouts immediately. I think because this team was built, you know, really obviously to beat like these fast offensive teams, so no Dynamax or G-Max. I kind of expect a Belly Drum from Snorlax, but this is where getting rid of Foul Play is unfortunate, because if I had Foul Play here, I'd be doing a lot of damage. I used to have Foul Play over Fake Out. And there's Belly Drum. Yeah, if I had Foul Play here, that Snorlax would just be gone this next turn. The upside is we will have the speed advantage with who we have in the back. Could even Swagger my opponent for a Confusion, which actually could be worth it on something like Snorlax this next turn. And just Iron Head coming out, yeah. Ooh, that actually just hard KOs me anyway. That's strong. Cooperage is really strong. Wow. This isn't good. Yeah, Grimmsnarl Goth was not a good lead against a Trick Room team. Like, I didn't think I needed, probably didn't even need Goth. If I wanted Goth, I was to bring it for the Trap, I think, but I don't think the Trap actually really helped me out much here. Drain Punch does more than Max Knuckle. I think what we're going to do is Drain Punch and Psychic, and then bring out my Snorlax, which should outspeed it, and hope to win with my Snorlax. But I messed this game up from the beginning. Yeah, the lead was not great, plus my opponent led really well. Like, Snorlax Cooperage was actually the perfect lead for what I brought, and there's not much reason to lead Grimmsnarl or Gothitelle in this game. I really should have gone the Mudsdale route. Yeah. Even without Mudsdale, it's fine. Just, like, Grimmsnarl Goth is super passive because I didn't have Foul Play. Although, even with Foul Play, I mean, Cooperage actually just one-shot the Grimmsnarl anyway. So, kind of cool to see that. Have not run into that while playing online at all. So, let's see what happens this next turn. Expecting G-Max Snorlax, yeah. Now my concern is if Snorlax gets the berry. If it doesn't, then I actually don't think we'll be in a terrible spot. I mean, we'll obviously be down 4-2, assuming the... Oh, it's actually Cooperage Dynamaxing. Wow, I really didn't anticipate that. Now the question is, can Drain Punch and Psychic just knock out Snorlax? And how fast is Cooperage here? Let's see. Alright, so no Protect comes out from Snorlax. Very interesting. That's pretty bulky. But we are faster with Conkeldurr. And we get the knockout. What? Okay. Yeah, I thought surely Snorlax G-Max is there to survive a double up. But Max Starfall Cooperage? What? Okay. I was not anticipating that. So that's coming from what? Play Rough, I assume? Or is Cooperage special? I have never played against one yet this in this format. So I'm actually double checking everything about it. I mean, I assume it's physical, right? Special would be so odd. I'm guessing it has Play Rough. Yeah, it's only base 80 attack, so yeah, it does get Play Rough. Here's Corviknight, though, which was the thing I was concerned about right from the start. What kind of setting is that Cooperage? Yeah. It's weak to Corviknight from the start, so this isn't great to look at. Leaning towards Drain Punching Cooperage, although Corviknight's probably faster than us. I guess I should chip away at Corviknight. I need to try to Belly Drum with Snorlax to win this game. The upside is we still have G-Max and Dynamax, but even Belly Drum Snorlax, I'm not sure how much like Darkest Lariat or Max Darkness does. At least we're in a better spot than I thought we should have been. I thought I was just going to lose after that first turn. But yeah, once again, I think Mudsdale was the way to go. If I were to redo this game, I would probably go as... Yeah, Corviknight's faster. Alright, that's fine. not much we can do about that. Could have offered to Mach Punch, but I'm not sure I actually want to Mach Punch Cooper because that totally could be, like, weakness policy. So, Shiny Corviknight looks really sick. It's not bad damage from Psychic, to be honest. I think if we Belly Drum up, especially because we actually end up getting the special defense drop, if we get a Belly Drum up with Snorlax, perhaps we can actually pull something off. Okay, Goth hangs on too. Okay. We're gonna Belly Drum here. This is where having Darkest Lariat with Snorlax could also be absolutely huge, because we can attack through the defense boosts as this lefty's Corviknight. I'm just worried about... Actually, Iron Defense won't be too much of a problem. So we're Belly Drumming up here. Unfortunately, we can't heal or protect with Goth, but I think Snorlax probably outspeeds the Cooperajah, so I think we're just going to Belly Drum here and then Dynamax or G-Max the next turn and then go for another Psychic onto Corviknight. Yeah, something like Torkoal could be an easy swap. Mudsdale for Torkoal. I was actually thinking about Galarian, not Ponyta, Rapidash, mainly for a Heal Pulse user early on. So, hopefully get the Belly Drum off, and then go from there. Let's see. Yeah, the defense boosts don't matter much because we have Darkest Lariat. We might actually not even want to G-Max Snorlax early on. We'll have to see. Either way, yeah, I'm really surprised Cooperajah was the one that ended up... Corviknight's got Taunt. Okay, that will probably do us in then. It's not like a crazy move on Corviknight either, but not all of them carry it. Okay. And Steel Spike. Nice play. Yeah, if they didn't have Taunt, I think we'd actually totally be able to win this if we got the Belly Drum off, because then I think Snorlax can sweep through, but now that's not the case, and I think we have to go for the Belly Drum there. Either way, though, like I said, this team is rather Corviknight weak, and Taunt Corviknight is, like, Taunt isn't on all Corviknights, right? A lot, like Tailwind, Iron Head, Iron Defense, Body Press, Roost. It's tough to often fit Taunt onto the moveset there, so that is one thing that this team is pretty weak to, I would say. I guess if we want to win, might as well start attacking. I mean, we could Darkest Lariat and Psychic. Yeah, I don't think there's much we can do at this point after the Taunt, unfortunately. So ultimately, like I said, I should have led better. Grimmsnarl plus Goth was a super passive lead into what looked like a Trick Room team as well, and I don't need to be setting up Trick Room in this match myself. I wanted the trap, but I think, yeah, Mudsdale would have been better in this game. And if I'm to use Conkeldurr, I need to use it properly where I can use it to beat the Corviknight. But ultimately, like I said, this team is rather Corviknight weak. And Steel weak in general. I mean, Mudsteel's alright, but Mudsteel can't really hit Corviknight for a lot. So I think I need to go back to the drawing board and try to fix that specifically. Yeah, Brave Bird into Goth. So there's not much we can do now without getting the boost off, unfortunately, with Snorlax, because the Snorlax has like no attack investment, and so it pretty much always needs to get the Belly Drum off. Yeah, Max Darkness literally does like negative damage there. So nice taunt on the Corviknight. Without the taunt, I think Snorlax probably actually is able to win this game after a Belly Drum, but with the taunt, there's not really much we can do. So yeah, without any recovery, I'm just gonna forfeit this one, I think. Cool team for my opponent though. Yeah, Cooperajah, Snorlax, Corviknight. Definitely an interesting combination, and I think I probably will actually want to get rid of Mudsdale for something that can give me a better matchup against Corviknight and Duraludon. Because Duraludon's something that I'm not a huge fan of going up against in Team Preview either. So yeah, definitely a fun match though, or a fun set of matches here. I think like this shows some of the weaknesses of this team, right? You can get taunted pretty easily, and Taunt will shut things down. Corviknight actually is a really good matchup against a lot of things because it's so bulky. So yeah, I think I'm gonna probably want something that can hit it maybe and one-shot it, either like an electric type or fire type maybe. So I'm gonna go back to the drawing board for the team, but like I said, I wanted to adjust this team as I played with it, so it's obviously not gonna be perfect, but you can kind of see the process as I play along with it. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this first episode with this team, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hopefully we'll hit Master Ball tier pretty quickly in the next couple of episodes, and then we'll go from there. So feel free to try out the team yourself. The information is linked in the description below. Thanks again for 95k subs, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace.